Good morning, everyone! Today we're going to learn about several different types of angles, and then I'm going to show you some real-life instances where they use angles. The first type of angle we are going to learn about is a complementary angle. Complementary angles are angles with a sum of 90 degrees. You see these types of angles everywhere because they form right angles, which are very common in buildings, everyday shapes, objects. They're very common for construction workers and how they build things. Some examples would be exit signs. We see these things every day in buildings, but I bet you didn't know that it was a complementary angle, did you? How about this bulletin board? This is also a complementary angle that I bet you didn't know was complementary. You ask why that these simple things that we see in everyday life are complementary angles, and the answer is simple. It's because these angles add up to 90 degrees. The type of angle we are going to learn about are supplementary angles. Supplementary angles are angles that add up to 180 degrees. See supplementary angles in everyday life in buildings, like this one in the picture. Contractors need to know where to put windows and doors in a building, and they use supplementary angles to do that. They also use supplementary angles to see where to place other railroad tracks on top of other ones, like in this picture. The next type of angle we are going to learn about today are vertical angles. Vertical angles are two angles whose sides form two pairs of opposite rays. In simpler terms, vertical angles are angles that are just opposite to one another. Vertical angle in the real world would have to be an intersection. Here, you can see the vertical angles are on either side of the street. The last angle that we are going to learn about today would have to be adjacent angles. Adjacent angles are two angles that have the same vertex and share a common side. Adjacent angles can also be considered complementary and supplementary because these angles share a common side and a vertex just like adjacent angles do. Therefore, the exit sign, the railroad tracks, and the buildings we looked at before are all examples of adjacent angles. And another good example is this bridge. They use adjacent angles to construct this bridge. And there you have it. That should conclude the lesson for today about angles. So I hope now you know a lot more about angles and how they are used in the real world.